Did you know Dorothy Dandridge was the first black woman ever nominated for a Best Actress Oscar?
The award for special effects. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Dorothy Dandridge.
Behind the glamour and groundbreaking achievements, her life was filled with challenges, heartbreak, and untold stories that few truly know. Let's uncover the remarkable and turbulent journey of a Hollywood legend. Dorothy Dandridge was born on November 9, 1922, in Cleveland, Ohio, into a family that was no stranger to the performing arts. Her mother, Ruby Dandridge, was an ambitious woman who dreamed of a career in entertainment. Ruby's determination shaped Dorothy's early life as she encouraged both Dorothy and her sister Vivian to embrace their natural talent. The two sisters, along with their friend Etta Jones, formed a vocal trio known as the Dandridge Sisters. This group quickly became a sensation, performing during the Harlem Renaissance era when entertainment was thriving, but opportunities for black performers were still painfully limited. The Dandridge Sisters dazzled audiences with their harmonies, charisma, and stage presence, earning them coveted spots at elite venues like the Cotton Club in New York City, a hotspot for emerging black entertainers. Sharing stages with jazz icons like Cab Calloway and Duke Ellington, the trio gained widespread attention in an era when racial segregation kept most opportunities out of reach for African-American performers. Dorothy, even as part of the trio, stood out with her striking beauty and innate star quality. These early performances didn't just provide exposure. They were critical in shaping Dorothy's poise and confidence on stage, skills that would prove essential in her later transition to Hollywood. Despite the challenges of navigating an industry rife with racial prejudice, this chapter of Dorothy's life marked the beginning of her extraordinary journey toward becoming a groundbreaking star. As Dorothy transitioned from singing to acting, she faced an uphill battle in a Hollywood dominated by racial barriers. During the 1940s and early 1950s, roles for black actors were limited to minor parts or offensive stereotypes, but Dorothy was determined to break through. Her stunning beauty and undeniable talent caught the attention of filmmakers, and she began landing roles in films such as Tarzan's Peril and Bright Road. However, her true breakthrough came in 1954 when she starred as the fiery lead in Carmen Jones, a modern adaptation of the opera Carmen. Dorothy's performance was mesmerizing, earning her an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress, the first time an African-American woman had ever been recognized in this category. This historic nomination not only cemented her status as a trailblazer, but also highlighted her ability to bring depth, complexity, and humanity to her characters. Despite this groundbreaking achievement, Dorothy's success was bittersweet, as Hollywood continued to offer her limited roles, refusing to see beyond her race. Yet her performance in Carmen Jones would remain a defining moment, paving the way for future generations of black actors and actresses. Dorothy Dandridge's personal life was as complex and dramatic as her career. In 1942, she married Harold Nicholas, a celebrated dancer from the famous Nicholas Brothers duo. While their union seemed glamorous on the surface, it was far from perfect. The couple welcomed a daughter, Carolyn, who was born with a brain injury that required lifelong care. Dorothy was deeply devoted to her daughter, but the financial and emotional strain took a heavy toll on her. Meanwhile, Harold's infidelity and lack of support for their family led to the collapse of their marriage, and the two divorced in 1951. During her rise to fame, Dorothy became involved in a passionate but troubled affair with Otto Preminger, the director of Carmen Jones. Though the relationship was intense, it was also marked by power imbalances and heartbreak. Preminger discouraged Dorothy from taking certain roles, believing they were beneath her, but this limited her career options further in an already biased industry. Dorothy also faced significant financial difficulties throughout her life, often mismanaging her earnings or being taken advantage of by others. These personal struggles, compounded by the pressures of being a trailblazer in a prejudiced society, added layers of complexity to her story, making her resilience all the more remarkable. Dorothy Dandridge's challenges weren't confined to her personal life. She also faced relentless battles within the entertainment industry. In 1957, she became embroiled in a legal battle against the infamous tabloid Confidential, which had published false and scandalous stories about her. The magazine claimed Dorothy had engaged in illicit behavior, a narrative designed to damage her reputation and sensationalize her private life. Refusing to be a victim of such invasive and fabricated journalism, Dorothy sued for libel and testified in a high-profile criminal trial against the publication. Her bravery in standing up to the tabloid was groundbreaking at a time when few celebrities, let alone black women, challenged such institutions. institutions. While the case brought attention to the exploitation and false narratives perpetuated by the press, it also came at a cost. The stress and public scrutiny added to the difficulties Dorothy was already facing in her career and personal life. Despite the emotional toll, her decision to fight back highlighted her strength and determination to protect her name in an industry and era that often sought to diminish her. As Dorothy Dandridge's career progressed, the challenges she faced became increasingly insurmountable. Despite her talent and beauty, Hollywood's deep-seated racial biases continued to limit her opportunities. She appeared in notable films such as Island in the Sun, 1957, and Porgy and Bess, 1959. But the roles offered to her often played into stereotypes or failed to showcase her range as an actress. Meanwhile, her personal life continued to unravel. Financial mismanagement, including being swindled by her business managers, left her in a precarious financial position. Dorothy even filed for bankruptcy at one point, a harsh contrast to the glamorous image she projected on screen. As the offers dwindled and the industry's typecasting boxed her in, Dorothy struggled to find work that aligned with her capabilities and aspirations. These setbacks not only affected her career, but also weighed heavily on her mental and emotional health. It was a period of decline that reflected the harsh realities of being a trailblazing Black woman in an industry that was not ready to fully embrace her brilliance. Dorothy Dandridge's life came to a tragic end on September 8, 1965, when she was found dead in her West Hollywood apartment at the age of 42. The cause of death was ruled as an accidental overdose, marking a heartbreaking conclusion to a life filled with both extraordinary achievements and overwhelming struggles. Despite the challenges she faced, Dorothy's legacy as a pioneer in Hollywood remains unmatched. She broke barriers as the first Black woman to receive an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress and paved the way for generations of Black performers to follow. Beyond her groundbreaking accomplishments, Dorothy is remembered for her resilience, grace, and talent in the face of systemic racism and personal hardships. Her story serves as both an inspiration and a cautionary tale, a reminder of the price paid by those who dare to challenge societal norms while striving for greatness. Today, Dorothy Dandridge is celebrated as a trailblazer whose impact on Hollywood and culture endures, ensuring her name remains a symbol of courage and perseverance.